You're off to vacation in the Bahamas, and while inside the cruise ship, you notice something underneath the water. Something so adorable you want to have a closer look at it. With the hook lowered into the sea, the crewmen are able to trap and capture the creature as they pull it up. Oh my gosh, an octopus! At once, a transparent box filled with water is brought, and the slippery animal is put inside. This offers you the chance to admire the creature even more, looking into its eyes so deeply you get lost in the labyrinth of it. As you open the cage to try and touch it, to see whether its tentacles are really sticky, and suddenly, darkness ensues. And when you try to open your eyes again, they won't budge. You guessed it, you've just been trapped in the body of an octopus. You're floating in the wide open blue sea, toppled by the gentle sways of ocean currents. Stay calm. Just because you're trapped in this body doesn't make you an octopus instantly. You have to start from the very beginning, just a tiny transparent egg, one out of thousands laid by your mother in an isolated crack in a rock. As an egg, you hang in fragile strings, looking much like tiny pearls among thousands of other pearls. But being that your octopus mom is always around to watch and place you at the right spots, you are safe from egg eaters. It is in this octopus underwater nursery where your life begins. There is nothing much you can do. You have no choice but to remain in your transparent egg and watch your mom frequently and carefully blow water over you and your siblings to make sure you guys get oxygen and remain safe from floating poop. The only reason you stand a chance at developing safely is because your mom will not stop blowing poop away from you and standing guard. But if you ask mom, she'll tell you this isn't always an easy task. In fact, she has to go without eating just for you to survive. You float for a few more weeks in your underwater private residence before you start noticing some changes. You're trying to understand why the world outside your egg is becoming clearer. Could it be that your tiny self is ready to go swim in the open seas? Just when you're still trying to make sense of this, you hear a soft crack in your shell. Yes, that's you coming out as a smallish larva, finally set to take the world by storm one swim at a time. You are now a larva, and you still have your whole life ahead of you. You swim closer to your mother, who is now so shrill she's on the verge of death. She looks into your cute little eyes and starts changing colors. She would have used her voice if she had vocal cords, but as an octopus, she doesn't have vocal cords, and neither will you. Rather, you will communicate using visual signals and special skin colorations. You will be able to change your skin texture and even create pulsating displays to convey messages or intimidate predators. But that's in the future. Right now, you can't because you're still a larva. It's weird, but you understand exactly what your mom is communicating to you. Wait, never have what? Look at that! You can speak octopus language already! Your mother never got to complete her last words before she died. Now you'll never know what she tried to tell you. So, you lay beside her corpse, mourning her death. Out of her 1,000 offspring, it seems like you're the only one who cares. But you don't have to lay there for long, because the gentle currents of the ocean take you away from her to the vast ocean. You're a little bit visible, but still incredibly so small, it's hard to differentiate you from a bubble. The good thing is you were born with the ability to excel in real estate, so you use this ability to pick out your first apartment, which is this rock. Looking good. Your first breath smells of danger, and it instantly makes you want to run and hide before Uncle Tom emerges. It's obvious Uncle Tom has been able to blend in so well that not even the most perceptive predator will be able to identify him. You, on the other hand, not only can you blend, your incredible sense has been able to understand hunger as you start foraging for food, which mainly consists of plankton and other very tiny morsels. Every single thing you scoop into your mouth is a battle won. It's one step towards becoming bigger and stronger. So every day that passes, you start developing the physical attributes of an octopus. Your tiny body starts taking its shape, your arms become longer, and the bulbous part of your body grows more prominent. But something keeps haunting your existence. You can't figure out what Mama was trying to tell you before she died, so you have no choice but to turn to Uncle Tom. Turns out, Uncle Tom is dangerous. He has wanted to eat you all this while and has just been grooming you. Yeah, you're kinda cannibalistic in nature, and he isn't the only danger you need to be wary of now because bad guys are everywhere. There are moray eels, fish, seals, and sperm whales out for your blood, and if they don't get you, you than seabirds, sea otters, and other cephalopods will. But you have superpowers to evade these predators, which are your sharp senses and natural camouflage, and you use it very well, especially against your own Uncle Tom. Speaking of camouflage, trying to connect with your mother before she died gave you the ability to change the color and texture of your body, but you've not yet developed that part of you yet. You still have to develop it to perfection as you become an adult. For now, you're an 8-month-old juvenile octopus on the run from your cannibal Uncle Tom. Let's hope he never finds you. You now look like the mini version of a male octopus, and in this phase of your life, you grow very rapidly. Being a hustler right from birth, by now you've saved up enough brain power to afford a more suitable apartment for yourself, preferably a small burrow or crack at the bottom of the ocean. Let's see how Uncle Tom would try to find you now. This new apartment isn't just a shelter from predators, but a base from which you go on hunts. As you keep growing, your appetite will too, and this is kinda weird. Soon you stop foraging for planktons and morsels and start hunting for small crabs, shrimp, fish, and sometimes smaller octopuses. Look at you, you're turning into your Uncle Tom already. Your beak, which lies underneath your arms, is sharp and strong. It can break through the hardest of shells. Unlike Tom's 6 arms, you have 8 tentacles furnished with energetic suckers, which enable you to pounce on your prey without their knowledge. Wow, seems like you'll have more victorious moments where your intelligence shines the most. You can now grab and throw a rock at a shellfish that is proving too stubborn to pry open. You're even able to set traps to show the world how cunning you are. As a juvenile octopus, you're always up for adventure and a little exploration. Your urge to explore gets more intense when you hear whispers of a place where the waters are greener one fateful day while hunting. This makes you set out on a journey far from your home, curious to unravel the world around you like the Christmas present Dad never brought home. Forget Christmas. Dad's presents in times like this would be much more valuable if only he had made it past the first 2 weeks after mating with your mom. Mom. It's been almost a year now since you lost her, and you still can't figure out what she was trying to tell you. More reason to set out on this journey to greener pastures. Maybe you'll find answers. As you step out of your rock, a bigger octopus snaps out of nowhere. Uncle Tom, in the flesh. Your IQ is now developed to the extent that you're able to solve this threat. Plus, being a master of disguise, you're able to change your color and texture in an instant, blending into the seafloor. You learned to create a den that acted as a fortress against predators where you retreated for safety and rest at different times, but your primary defense has always been your ability to blend into your surroundings. You often change your color, texture, and even the shape of your body to mimic the environment. This camouflage has, in fact, been your first and best line of defense, allowing you to hide in plain sight. And sometimes, when camouflage is not enough, you display other tricks that are stored up your octopus sleeves. You secrete clouds of ink to confuse predators while making a quick escape. Your flexibility lets you squeeze into the tiniest of cracks, places where larger predators can't follow. And if all else fails, you're not above using your intelligence to outsmart your enemies by playing dead to avoid becoming someone else's meal. With Uncle Tom incapacitated and your newfound affinity for self-defense, you're all set to find this green pasture. As you inch closer to the other side of the sea where the waters are greener, you become an adult octopus. You're now a fully grown octopus with a body spanning up to 3 feet and arms that can stretch even longer, and you're now mostly lonely. Your life is now a game of chance. Each day, you either starve to death and drop to the seabed, or you forage for food and find new ways to escape swimming into the mouth of giant sharks. One thing is certain, your hunting skills have definitely sharpened over the months. You now have an IQ that's unmatchable in the animal world. You can navigate mazes and even play with other stray octopuses when you don't want them as food. You are now a king of the ocean in your own right. Your life is an exciting journey with genuine obstacles and victories. But being an adult comes with a strange libido to reproduce. You've not gotten to the greener pasture yet, but even you can understand that your life is about to change drastically from here on out. Your need to find a mating partner is becoming a major concern too. Sometimes it's even more pressing than the need for food. Your keen sense of smell even kicks in to help you detect pheromones secreted by potential partners. Finding a mating partner isn't an easy task. You try joining a group of fellow bachelors to no avail. Just like your long-term quest to the green waters, you're not going to be phased. Your short-term goal is to find Lady Octopus and make her yours by all means. Yes, that's it. A delicate dance of pheromones is floating its way across your tentacles. It's like a bubble of destiny foaming towards you. And in that instance, you see her, your lady, dancing on that pole in all splendor and spectacles. Here's a real chance to deposit that octopus semen of yours into one of your kind. You start presenting her with gifts, like a particularly tasty crab, and even perform a series of colorful changes to impress her. Guess what? She's falling for it. Which means only one thing can happen now. Sex. You have to be careful while you use your hectocotylus, i.e. your octopus willy, to do the business, because if you don't, she will eat you. And not in a good way, you naughty boy. Okay, all done. Time to continue your journey to greener pastures. Wait a minute. Something is happening to you. Like an avatar, you have experienced the way of water with an intensity and awareness that's not common in the animal world. That's when it hits you. Coitus has always been your long-term goal, your greener pastures, not some distant plains lying somewhere you have no idea is. Now, your body is starting to show signs of wear and tear. Your vibrant colors start to fade and your movements become slower. You get a new apartment where you spend the rest of your days in seclusion and solitude, resting and thinking about a life well lived. You're giving in to the natural cycle of life and death. Your once delicate body is now becoming one with the ocean. That's when you realize what Mom was trying to tell you. If you want to live long, then never, ever have sex. It was sex. The cellular function of male octopuses break down without repairing itself or getting replaced a few weeks after they lose their virginity. If only you knew. Well, you had sex, so now the only thing you can do is await your death. At least you can celebrate because your legacy will live on in the thousands of eggs you made, each one holding a tiny promise of a new adventure. An adventure they will spend their entire lives searching for until they end up just like you, above seaweeds, gasping for air above land as a ship crew pulls you out of the cold water.